Hey, what's up? My name is Paul Russell Parker III. I publish through PRP3 The Author Media, and I am the author of All In the Globe Trot Shuffle. It's my first book. It's also the first book in my Warden series, and I wanted to read a selection from it. Parker walked into the living room and looked around. He had a very angry look on his face, and Warden wondered what happened. There would be other chances to liberate things from Rais Sharib later on. The war wasn't over yet. This is disgusting. So many of the people are starving. This asshole and his cronies live like this? Parker said. That's what dictators do, man, Warden said. You guys remember those kids down south before we got to the Nas? Parker asked. Barefoot, raggedy clothes, living in mud huts, Sergeant Alvarez said. Exactly, those were marsh Arabs. A few years ago, their marshes were drained by Sharib. The people were left to rot while this motherfucker has pictures of himself in his own goddamn mansion, Parker said. Don't take it personal, bruh. Third world countries are like that, White said from inside the kitchen. No, fuck that. This shit is personal. How many Iraqis came up to us that were tortured and showed us scars? How many kids we passed that were on the verge of starving to death? How many people we had to kill to topple this fucker? How many Marines have died? Parker asked. He spoke through clenched teeth and shook his head. Why are you so mad, Pistol? Diaz asked. Parker picked up a heavy ashtray off of a side table and threw it at the cheap painting of Rais Sharib on the wall. Fuck that dude and fuck his house. He can kill his own people and live like this? Parker asked. He kicked the side table next to him. The kick sent it tumbling over with the lamp that was on it. Parker looked at Sergeant Alvarez in anticipation. Sergeant Alvarez nodded. You heard him, homies. Fuck this house, Sergeant Alvarez said. Sergeant Alvarez stood up and walked over to the side of the couch. He picked up a fake potted plant from the side table by his couch and slammed it onto the glass coffee table, shattering it. Oh, hell yeah, White yelled. At that, the Marines started to trash the place. And that's a good stopping point. It kind of gives you the feel of the story. You know, Marines are sent into Iraq to help topple the dictator, and they met a lot of the people on the way during the invasion, and it kind of affected these people, these Marines. To see how these people lived, it really weighed heavy on some of them, and they just didn't like seeing how the dictator was able to live so grandly while the people were starving. So the rest of the story continues on like that. They make a discovery, then they have to make good on the discovery, years later, and they have to smuggle it out and travel, and it's quite a story. I think you'll like it. So look for it, All In the Globetrot Shuffle. You can find the ebook on Amazon. The paperbacks are available on Amazon, as well as CreateSpace, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and you can look at the link below in the description. You can find my website and other links to find the books. And when you get the chance, read it. Let me know what you thought about it, what you liked about it, and reach out to me on social media. I would like to discuss it with you and talk about it. All right. Thank you.